Welcome, everybody, to the round 4 of the 2022 F1 season. Well, 25th season here for Apex Online Racing. Final season will be with F1 2022 anticipated. I am Benikage. Great to have you along as we prepare for what will be an interesting Hungaroring race. We're going to Hungary for round number 4. But let's take a look at the standings. Let's take a look at the results from our previous race, Monaco, of course, where the F1 racer got out to a flying start. His championship rival DNFing, and Trocchio up 4 positions now to second place. F1 racer has 64 points after his second win of the season in Monaco. Trocchio getting the podium in third will bump him in the Williams up to P2 in the championship standings, 7 points ahead of P40, and it's going to be who DNF'd at that race. He's down 1 position to P3. Mulchian, Toby, he had the biggest increase in the championship standings. He's up 9 positions to 4th after the second place finish. Solid Ninja Snake is up into 5th after another 5th place position or finish, his second in a row. That gives him 20 points. That jumps him 4 spots into 5th. In the McLaren, Nico Sauce is going to be, he could not start. He is down 3 into 6th. Jim Passy did not finish. He is down 3 into 7th. Both on 19. Both a point ahead of Gabs. Beg your pardon. Frog in my throat, who could not start. He is down 3 into 18th. Also down 3 into 8th on 18 points. Also on 18 points, down 2 was Vaga, who DNF'd in the other Williams. Lucio could not start. He was down 2 into 10th. And Iga, who had an 8th place finish, picking up some pretty good points. He's down 1 nonetheless, but up to 14 points. He's only a point back from 10th place in the championship. Super Jesse finishing with an impressive 4th place to get his first points of the season in the Alfa Romeo. He is up to 12th off the back of that. Max Duca finishing 7th, picking up points, but still dropping 2 of the championship, tied now on 12 points as well. Andre Ivan is up to 8th after a 6th place finish. His first points of the season. He leapfrogs Tudor, is down to 15th, who could not start. River Sean is in 16th after picking up his opening 2 points of the season. And then Alianta, Tash, our mate Pedro, and J Repo all did not pick up points. DNF'd or could not start. In the team standings, real quick, Scuderia Ferrari lead, 64 points for them. Williams are in second place on 51 points. They are 13 back. Red Bull Racing is 11 back from them in third. AlphaTauri 10 back in fourth, the sister team. Haas right there in the middle of the field at 27 points, tied on points with Alpine. McLaren is in 7th, just 7 points back. Aston Martin 2 back from them in 8th. Mercedes 2 back from them in 9th, and then it's 4 back to Alfa Romeo. Tier 2, here you go. Bocce Lightyear winning his first race after 2 podiums. He's the leader in the F2 championship. Dimitri is 2nd. J Trey is 3rd. D Carter 4th. Rich 5th. Michael Goodrem is 6th. Joker 7th. Arugius is going to be 8th. Probably butchered that name. Apologies. Arfa 9th. Mastio is 10th. Kraggles is 11th. Finger Pilot is 12th. Bankai is 13th. And then Silent Bob is 14th. Donk Dank is in 15th. LSD High is 16th. And then the team, the players, the racers yet to score. Philip Villarcello, Hans, IndyCheck, and Crackshot. Over in the team championships for Tier 2, Oracle Red Bull Racing at the top, 28 points clear from their McLaren counterparts, who are in 2nd on 73. They're 23 up from Mercedes in 3rd. Alpine are in 4th. Scuderia AlphaTauri in 5th. Alfa Romeo 6th. Williams is in 8th. 4 points back are Ferrari with 4 points themselves. Also on 4 points, Aston Martin in 9th. Haas have a single point. Going to do the assist league? I don't know. I might have it up here. Hold on. The assist league, correct? So the standings for the assist leagues. It is Fuke in the lead in the AlphaTauri. In Tier 1, Jamie, and then Shmiga, Nico, Gems, Thumper, This Is Reapy, Karnak, Blob, J Repo, Situation, Leptus, Sinak, OG Dan, Massey, Kemi King, Zat, Fune, Marcolo, Alan, Holland, John Asta, and Lord Maximus. For the teams, AlphaTauri at the top in Tier 1, F1, or Alpine is in second, Red Bull third, Scuderia is fourth, Haas is in the mid-table again in fifth, Mercedes sixth, Williams seventh, Aston Martin are down in eighth, a single point for Alfa Romeo, McLaren for Alfa Romeo, or McLaren on a single point as well, I should say, down in 10th. That's all I'm going to have time for because, unfortunately, qualifying has started. So let's get into the game. Qualifying has started. I haven't even been able to put the details that we want up. So the telemetry, you'll get the lap data, and you'll get the full track map for this one. We'll hide the UI, and there you go. So I'll make a note doodle for next race to leave a little bit more time to grab the assist league standings as well. So right now, Vaga starts off. He's got the fastest lap, 1:16.5. Solid Snake Ninja with a 1:16.8. Let's check who is going to be coming across the line. There is an Aston Martin. It is going to be Gabs with the 1:16.0. He grabs pole early on. One of the Haas's is coming across the line. It looks like that Haas is going to be Andre Ivan, who just came across the line with a 1:17.5. So early laps being set here. Purple in Sector 2 is F1 Racer. We're watching him. He had pole in Monaco. We'll see what he does. He's coming around the final turn. He hugs it pretty well on the softs. Sticks it, and he is going to have pole. 1:16.0. He is only 8/1000ths of a second right now ahead of Gabs. So excellent lap from him. Where are the other drivers? We've got Phoenix on the course. He is stuck in some heavy traffic, actually. This might not be the best lap for Phoenix, to be honest with you. But we have Max Duca also on the course. We have, looks like, McLaren on an in lap. Same with an AlphaTauri. Actually, there's an AlphaTauri coming across the line right now. That could be Noodle Stick. And it's not, I beg your pardon. But Phoenix, also one to watch. Looks like we have Super Jesse right in front. And he is, we might have Zoiga, actually. Oh, it didn't take right shift, but it took left shift. Zoiga here, 110. He's coming across the line. Oh, he's lost it. He spun it. That's unfortunate. You can blame commentator's curse on this one. Jesse has gone, Super Jesse has gone up into 8th. Here is Max Duca. He goes up to 8th. He pushes Super Jesse down into P10. Actually, very quickly, they're all being pushed down. Molchian's come ahead, and so has Matthias Brockton, as it is going to be a 1:16.0, almost a 1:16 flat right now. That is the time to beat. 1:16.017 for Gabs. Pasty has a 1:16.5, so a half a second between really F1 Racer Gabs and then the rest of the field. Fire Dolphin on 1:16.5 as well. So is Vaga, and then it's another 3/10 back to Pedro right now. 1:16.8 for Pedro. Solid Ninja Snake also on a 1:16.8, and then another 2/10 back. Really a 10th and a half back to Matthias Brockton, who's on the 1:17.0. Molchian's there with him. Another 10th and a half back to Max Duca. Another 10th back from him to Super Jesse. And then the gap between him and Andre Ivan, 3/10 down into P12. Lucio is another 10th off of that in P13. Trocchio, last weekend's second place finisher, is going to be good enough for P number 12. I'm sorry, I need to say, so was he second place last weekend, or was he third? I want to say he was third for some reason. Yes, it was last place at last weekend's. Beg your pardon. Last weekend's third place finisher, Trocchio. He is 3.5 seconds off the pace, so definitely some times in there that are going to improve. Rivershawn right now is the one on the fast lap. He's got plenty of clear air in front of him as well. He's coming through the end of Sector 2. What is the time at the end of Sector 2? It's a 54.2. It's purple through Sector 2. We'll see if he can keep it up He has got 3 more corners to go. Navigates that one pretty well. This is a tricky corner here with the camber. The track really wants to lose you grip. Very lot of understeer in that one. And then, of course, this final turn. Rivershawn, pretty decent. Is he going to come to the line? What's he going to get? 114. Is it going to be a 115.9? Rivershawn breaks the pole at a 115.9. I need to bring OBS back up, so it's going to end up pausing for a second. But it is a 115.9 for Rivershawn. Nicely done. Vaga's back on the track. He's on his outlap now. And Solid Ninja Snake is ahead of him as well. I believe Solid Ninja Snake might be on a... Yeah, he is on his in-lap. So it is Vaga who is very much on his hot lap right now. Noodle Stick has a 32.3. He's on his in-lap. Oh, Vaga's just botched his lap by going into neutral there. You see, he tried to accelerate, but he was in neutral, and now that flying lap is done. He's going to have to abort it. So over to Iga, who is on his fast lap. Iga now just coming across the line. Did he just finish his lap, actually? Let's see. Yes, he's just finished his lap. So Iga's done. Let's see. Where is Phoenix? Phoenix is yet to cross the line. He's yet to put in a hot lap time. Here he is now, flying around. We'll follow Phoenix as he goes around Sector 2 here. Oh, I forgot it was the assist leagues. Yeah, we do have assist leagues as well. We've got 3 of them, thankfully, and we are cross-platform as well, which you are watching the F1 League, the non-assist league for cross-platform. As Phoenix is coming up to the final 2 turns here. What's the time that he's going to be able to put in? This AlphaTauri pinning it to the inside curb there. Really good. He doesn't need to adjust too much to run the car back wide and prep for the final turn. And he's going to come across the line. DRS flies open. What is he going to be able to do? It's a 116.9 for Phoenix. It's good enough for P9 right now. P9 for Phoenix. Meanwhile, we have got Gabs, who goes on pole. The Aston Martin, a 115.9, a quicker 115.9. We have got a Haas crossing the line. That is Fire Dolphin, and Fire Dolphin, I'm sorry, that is not Fire Dolphin. That is Andre Ivan, I believe. And no, it's not Andre Ivan. Who's the Haas? It was Fire Dolphin. He goes up to a 116.1. So nicely done from Fire Dolphin. This is an in-lap from Iga, so that leaves us with a Ferrari coming across the line. It is not, it looks like it could be, it's not Pedro. Is it F1 Racer? No, it's not F1. No, it is F1 Racer, and he improves on his time. It's a 115.6 for F1 Racer. 3/10, just about 2/10 really, up on the field. F1 Racer in the lead. On pole right now by 2/10. Where is Gaps? He has got to be on an out lap, you would think. No, he's on a slow lap, it looks like. Yeah, he's on a slow lap. So Gaps goes with a 115.9. He improves his time by 1/10, and he is on his in lap. Now, where is Passy? Passy's just bumped Gaps from P2. So Passy across the line. He's got his 115.8 now. Where is it Andre Ivan? He is already across the line. So the question is, no, he's not across. Yes, he's across the line. 116.9 for him in laps for most of these cars. You have one coming across the line now. That looks to be Max Duca, I believe, who's just come across the line, and he's improved his time by 7/10. It's a 116.4 for Max Duca. Juno, I have no idea what you just said, mate. So I hope it's not anything bad, but we'll see. Nonetheless, Super Jesse looks like he's coming into. Is that Super Jesse coming into? No, it's not Super Jesse. It looks like it could be Pedro's coming across the line. Actually, Pedro on the hot lap for the Alfa Romeo, looking to come across the line, and he's going to have a 115.9. It's a very good lap from Pedro, who manages to get up into P4. He's up in the top 5th. or top 5, I should say. Nicely done. Solid Ninja Snake coming across the line now as well. He will grab a 1:16.7. Solid Ninja Snake improves his time by a little more than a tenth, but it's still good enough for P10. It's not good enough for much more than that. And track is pretty much falling silent now. Who do we got on the track is the question. We have got Luzio on the track. Trocchio is in front, and then it's Rivershawn, who has, by the way, finally put in a time at 1:15.9. So Trocchio, last weekend's 3rd place finisher. Where is he going to fit? He's diving into the pits. So scrap that. Rivershawn is invalidated his lap, so he's certainly going to be coming into the pits, you got to think. Across the line is Iga. He does not improve his time. And there is also a car in front of him to come into the pit. So, on the track now, Solid Ninja Snake. He's on a hot lap by the looks of things. Yes, he is. He is absolutely flying on this hot lap. And he has got a 94.9. He's up 0.2 on his lap time here so far through 2 sectors. Oh, so far, first time see translation. Okay, nice. Solid Ninja Snake coming across the line. And what's he going to have? It's going to be a 1:16.3. So 4/10 better for Solid Ninja Snake. 2 positions better for Solid Ninja Snake. And he has improved to P8. Now the Williams coming across the line. Vaga here. What is he going to be able to do? Oh, no, it's a 1:30.1. So Vaga does not improve his time. Now, where else? We've got Gabs coming across the line. Gabs has got the 1:15.9. Almost a tenth better than his previous time, but still stuck in pre-3. So no improvement there. And it looks like Phoenix has just come across the line, and Phoenix does not improve his time. 1:16.9 still for Phoenix. There is, I believe that is Iga who might be coming into the pits. Yes, he is. That leaves the McLaren of Solid Ninja Snake, who is on an in-lap coming in. So not much time left. Cars starting to funnel out for their final out laps here. Their final hot laps, I should say, as well. As we move over to the McLaren, Solid Ninja Snake is coming in, like we said. So, Phoenix, where is he? It is going to be Noodlestick. I beg your pardon. Noodlestick is going to be next in line in the AlphaTauri. He is going to go with a hot lap. I don't think that 2:49 is accurate. Classic F1 bugs. You got to love them. And across the line, Noodlestick 1:20.7. He's improved his time by 11 seconds, but it's still bottom of the table. Our mate still has not put in a lap in this McLaren. He's still not put in a lap at all. Gabs coming across the line again, and Gabs has got pole. Gabs has taken pole from F1 Racer at a 1:15.5. A fantastic lap from Gabs. Bumps F1 Racer off the top spot. Now, Trocchio has invalidated his lap. He should be coming in. He might, I don't know if he's going to be able to get away with another hot lap. It's going to be close for him. Vaga now is on he's on an in lap. So let's go to Super Jesse. Super Jesse. He goes to a 1:16.7 Super Jesse. So improves by 4/10, but still only good enough for P11. Now, Andre Ivan, where is he? He is coming across the line. Andre Ivan, what is he going to be able to do? It's a 1:16.9. He improves by 0.6, but still only good by 13 for P13. Phoenix is currently on a hot lap. Phoenix absolutely trying to book it here. Across Sector 2, he has got a, what is his time at the end of Sector 2 is going to be the question. It's going to be a 55. It looks like 55.2. He's 0.3 slower than his previous lap. This has to be a big improvement for Phoenix in Sector 3 if he's going to improve on his time, which right now is only good for P15. And he's going to abandon the lap. So Phoenix abandons the lap. Across the line is one of the Haas. There's no improvement for them. It's actually Andre Ivan who comes. No, Andre Ivan's on his out lap. Beg your pardon. It's Fire Dolphin who improves by 0.3, 1:16.1 for Fire Dolphin. Is this Iga coming across the line? No, it is not. It's Rivershawn coming across the line, and he's got a 1:15.9. So three cars in the 1:15.9s now. Good enough for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Rivershawn, a little loose on the end there, but his qualifying is pretty much done and dusted. Another one of the Haas. The other Haas coming across the line. It is going to be Andre Ivan this time. Is he going to be able to improve his time? 1:18.4. No, he's a second and a half slower. And so not going to be able to do it. Now, is Solid Ninja Snake going to be able to do it is the question. 1:16.3. 4/10 quicker, but again, still only good for P9. Top 10, not bad. Gabs is retired. He's happy with the 1:15. Where is F1 Racer? He's coming across the line. It's a 1:15.6. It's 3/10 quicker, but it's still only P3. Pastier is on his in lap. He is done. 1:15.6 for him. He cannot best Gab's time. Gab's time is looking really good for Paul right now. Now Pedro here. 15 seconds left. All hot laps. Phoenix and Armate are done. Armate's not going to set a time. Pedro invalidates his lap. His qualifying session is over. Fire Dolphin is pretty much, this is the last, this is do or die. Rivershawn comes across the line. It's a 1:18.9 for him. He's got P6 for now. Jesse's done. He's at 1:16.5. P11. Lucio just crossed the line. 1:16.8. Now, what about, is this Mulchian coming across the line? It is Mulchian. Can he improve? Yes. Mulchian finally puts together a lap that'll get him up the table, the table right now. He's in 10th, 1:13.3, just 2 1,000ths of a second off his counterpart in front. That is, well, it was Solid Ninja Snake, but Solid Ninja Snake has improved his time by 3/10 to go to a 1:16.0. Pasti and F1 Racer are in the pits. That leaves Fire Dolphin out on the track with Noodlestick and Mastia Bruckton. Fire Dolphin here. Is this going to be a fast lap? Is the question, or is he going to dive it into the pits? He is going for the fast lap. What can Fire Dolphin do is going to be the question. It doesn't look like much. This is looking like a pretty slow lap. We'll see if he gets it across the line. It is a 1:23. It is a very slow lap. Fire Dolphin done and dusted. That leaves just Noodlestick as the last one across the line, and he is got, well, it's a 1:39. It was an out lap, or an in lap, essentially, when he crosses the line in P15. So, qualifying done and dusted for you. Gabs in the leaderboard. He is top of the pile. Pasti is second, but Gabs is taking a 5-place grid penalty from the game, so it will be Pasti on the pole. F1 Racer on the dirty side of the track alongside him. Pedro is going to be P3. Dolphin P4. Then it's going to be Gabs or Rivershawn, I should say, P5. Gabs P6. Trokio P7. Solid Ninja Snake P8. Vaga P9. Mulchian P10. Duca P11, Super Jesse in 12th, Iga 13th, Mastia Brockton 14th, Noodlestick 15th, Lucio 16th, Andre Ivan 17th, Phoenix is 18th, Armate's 19th, and Tash is in P20, or P19. So it is a collision with Andre Ivan for Gabs that has given him the penalty, but that is the end of the qualifying session. The race, what will the race bring? Certainly water. I need water. That's I'm down to like my last 2 sips on a bottle, and I got to do a whole race. I don't want to get up because last week I disconnected. I don't want. I'm going to make sure I don't do that again. But sunny for Hungary. At least at the start. All right, I managed to sneak out and get water. So, they are starting their formation lap. Pasty's got the pole, gaps it down to P6 for the penalty, right? I have subtitles on. I apologize. I should turn it off for the broadcast, yes. That is the strategy. It's one stop or two stop. Most of these drivers will be on the... Imagine the hards or the softs. You have amazing streams. Thank you. We're just getting back into the F1 streams. We've gone 2 seasons without the stream, unfortunately. We just don't have a big enough personnel. Like right now, I'm the only commentator for F1. So we don't have a big personnel for the F1. 5 lights, and we are underway with the... I did not mean, I meant to hide you. We are underway with the race. Pasty gets away cleanly, but he is in P2. Fire Dolphin, what an absolute rocket of a start. He is going to take a grid penalty. He went a little bit too early, Fire Dolphin did, and that is going to be him up to P3. He's got a drive-through, Fire Dolphin. He's got a drive-through penalty. He's up to the lead, though. What can he do? Pasty now P2. He's got F1 Racer right behind him. Pedro is in P4. Rivershawn P5. Our mate is gone. He's disconnected, unfortunately. That is very unfortunate for him. And Vaga is P6. Duca P7. And then Mulchian is P8. Trocchio is going to be battling. He's up to P9. Oh no! What's happened with Mulchian? Mulchian is dropped down to P18. What has happened with Mulchian? He is spun. Mulchian is spun at the back of the grid, or spun, I should say, further up, and he is at the back of the grid. That's left Fire Dolphin in the lead in the Haas with a drive-through penalty that he is going to have to come in and serve. Pasty is second. F1 Racer third, Pedro fourth, Rivershawn is fifth, Vaga sixth, Duca seventh, Trocchio, and that Fire Dolphin is going to serve that penalty immediately. He comes in right away to serve this penalty. Pasty gets the fastest lap so far with a 1:24.9. That is not a surprise with the opening lap. There's the drive-through penalty, but back towards the front of the grid. Turn 1, always tricky. Back end really wants to step out there. Let us see who's on what tires. So there's the tire breakdown for you, by the way. The field very split between the mediums and the hards. Pasty's going with the mediums. He's going to have to go on the hards later. F1 Racer deciding to get the weakest of the tires out of the way first. Definitely going to be something to watch out for, especially if he becomes under pressure. Pedro's certainly trying to do that to him now, as Pedro has the mediums. That's your tire breakdown. Let's go back to the penalties. Penalties? Oh, you know what? I think it's that. I think that's the penalties. So, Pedro trying to pressure F1 Racer. Duca in P6, also trying to pressure Vaga here in the Williams. Duca in the Alpine, trying to apply the pressure. There's also a tight battle back in for P13 and P14. Alfa Romeo had to look up the inside. Nothing doing. Fire Dolphin, meanwhile, in the back has spun. And there he is. Oh, now the Alfa Romeo is trying around the outside. He might have left the door open for the AlphaTauri behind him, though. Phoenix taking a look, and as he wants to get close. Passing with the fastest lap, 1:19.7. DRS now enabled. As there could be some fighting down to turn 1. We'll see. The Alfa Romeo looks to go for the inside dive. Can he get the move done into turn 1 on the inside line? The Ferrari's got to leave him the space. Maybe the Alfa Romeo. Oh, the Ferrari spun. The Ferrari's lost traction. Matthias Brockton has spun around. It is so hard around there. And he has spun. That gives P12. Phoenix also up into P14. He has got by this McLaren of, it's the ghost car of our mate, because our mate is disconnected. So, Pasty in the lead. He has got a second. He has broken the DRS as of right now from F1 Racer, who is on the hards. Pedro however, is within the DRS range, and he is behind him on the mediums. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. We will see who that is. Could be, we don't really know, but it is going to be Passy out in front. Pedro, what can he do? He's got purple Sector 2, Pedro, on these mediums as well. One racer trying to close the gap as Noodlestick, meanwhile, in the back, gets a pass. Passy with a fastest lap again, 1:19.4. Monaco without walls, they say, as our mate is going down towards the bottom. Is there a car pitting? I think we have a car that might be pitting. Is that Phoenix? Yes, Phoenix and Solid Snake are both pitting, and I haven't seen for what. Could be a wing change. McLaren getting the Solid Snake. Yes, it is going to be a wing change for Phoenix. It is going to also be a wing change for Solid Ninja Snake. So those two at the back in the pits. Now, yellow flag Sector 1. Gabs! What has happened to Gabs? Gabs was at the start. He was P6. He's now P12. Gabs. As now the intervals. Nobody would. We're checking. Let's check in on Lucio, who is trying. Oh, he almost rear ends that Mercedes. He goes always spun. That's unfortunate. Lucio, I must be cursing cars. Lucio has spun. The stream is lagging. I'm well aware. Let me bump the bit rate down for you guys to prevent the lag. By the way, so give me 1 second. I don't know why all of a sudden the stream has decided to spin to lag. Oh, I've blue screen. Oh no, there we go. So Lucio's going to be into the pits. Apologies for the pause and for the lag spike. You know the way cable internet goes. River Sean, P5. Lucio's retired. He's done. He's had enough. He's rage quit. He is done and dusted. At 5. River Sean, very close to the gearbox of Duca here. He's also got Vaga behind him that he has to really be careful for. I'm sorry, it is Vaga that's behind him. The intervals are a little messed up. There we go. Yeah, the intervals are a little messed up. Nonetheless, let's take a look at your field and take a look at your biggest movers. Pasti still first, F1 Racer still second, as this move up on the inside, and Vaga will take it from River Sean. Can he stick it though? They're still side by side. More on the position changes in a moment, and it is Vaga that stays in front of River Sean, or gets in front of River Sean. He has stuck the move. Vaga up to P5. Now, your biggest movers in the field. Pasti still P1. F1 Racer P2. Pedro P3. That is unchanged as Noodlestick is retired from the session. Duca is up 7 positions up to P4. Vaga's up 4 to P5. River Sean has lost 1 to P6. Trokio's unchanged in P7. Iga's up 5 positions so far in P8. Tash has had the biggest jump so far. He's up 11 positions in P9. Andre Ivan up 7 positions to P10. P11 is Gabs, who has had a bit of a nightmare of a start. He was P6 after the penalty. He won pole. He got a penalty. He was P6, and now he's down into P11. Super Jesse, P12, unchanged. Molchian down 3 to P13. Mastias Brockton, even after the spin, is in P14, unchanged. Our mate up 4 from the bottom of the grid in P15. Fire Dolphin is down 12. He's the biggest loser position so far in P12. Or he's down 12 positions, I should say, in P16. Certainly plenty of time to come back, though. It is only lap 7. Phoenix is up 1 into P17. Solid Ninja Snake, off the needing of a new wing, is down in P10. Noodlestick has retired, and so has Lucio. Those two are out. As we are going to go over to Trokio. Actually, let's check the battle for the final points paying position. Andre Ivan in the Haas, trying to chase down Gabs, who is starting to try and climb his way back up to the field. Certainly, you know that the pace is there for Gabs, given the qualifying session he had. What can Gabs do? Andre Ivan, the gap increasing now by 4/10 just in this lap alone, as Gabs is gunning for P9. His teammate, Tash, in front of him. Are they going to fight for it, or is it going to be teammate orders? You never know. Gabs certainly looks to have the better pace between the two cars. The question is Tash going to give Gabs the position? DRS is open. Tash will not have it on the car in front. That is Iga. Gabs now, not quite a lot of scraping against with the floor of the car there. DRS is open yet again. The only problem is, how can Tash let him pass in this middle sector? Really, the straight is the easiest place to let him, if you were going to let him. Tash, we'll see if he lets him by. It looks like he is going to let him by. Yes, Tash has let his teammate by. Nicely done. Up on a run to turn 4. So now Gabs will take P9, and he will try to chase down the rest of this pack. There is a 4-car pack, really ahead of Gabs, and that is Vaga, Rivershawn, Trokio, and Iga. So Gabs tasked with trying to chase down that pack. Can he bring his teammate along? Tash is going to also try and have to stay ahead of Andre Ivan, who is pressuring him, because the DRS is almost broken between the two Aston Martins, but it's not between the Haas behind. Andre Ivan, what can he do? Fire Dolphin, meanwhile, has passed Armate. That's the ghost car, I believe, of Armate as well. So, no surprises there. DRS is going to be open for Andre Ivan. Is he going to have enough runway? I don't think he will here down into turn 1. We'll see if he decides to get aggressive, or he just decides to stick behind. Right now, he's going to stick behind. Turn 1, always tricky with the traction. They both try to come out of this one cleanly, and they will. DRS again for the Haas, but down in towards turn 2. He won't have enough for the pass. Fire Dolphin with the pass on Matthias Brockton. Look at this. Fire Dolphin going up on the inside, and he has stuck the move on Matthias Brockton for P14. Nicely done by him. F1 Racer, in the meanwhile, has caught Pasty at the front. Remember, DRS was broken. Legends, Tash, and Gabs. That's teamwork at its finest, says Iceman. Absolutely. Really good positioning and really good call to do it on the run down to Team 4. They barely lost any time. That was fantastic. F1 Racer here, trying to chase down Pasty for the lead. Pedro right behind. As Armate, I think Armate is still the ghost car. I think he's left the session. I don't know. DRS for F1 Racer. He's not going to have him down into turn 1. What can he do down into turn 3 is going to be the question. Cannot seem to close the gap. Passing in the straight lines, got the speed. Andre Ivan, meanwhile, battling with the Aston Martin, and Tash just tries to stay ahead. Andre Ivan's going to have the inside line going down into turn number 2. Can he get the move done here, though, is the question. The Haas just doesn't seem to have enough, and Tash holds on to P10 with some very good defending. Great comment. Thank you. I appreciate it. So Tash right now holds on to P10. That's certainly a battle that we're going to have to watch, keep an eye on. There's a lot of close gaps to monitor here. Certainly this battle for P10, the battle, of course, for P5, the kind of train between P5 as Gabs is trying to close down the gap to Iga. It was 4 seconds. It's now 3.5. Also, the race for the battle for the lead, of course, Pasty, an F1 Racer, and Pedro also in that picture. The closest battle so far has been this one for the final points paying position. Tash and Andre Ivan. They're coming around the penultimate turn to start their 12th lap. almost about a third of the way through this race. And still plenty up for grabs. Iga trying to get real close. Trocchio as well. This is quite a close train, by the way, over here for really 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th between these cars. This is one to definitely keep an eye on as well. The Williams of Trocchio, the third place from Monaco, taking a bit of curve, some of these cars. Trying to get into a higher points paying position. Get by the Mercedes at least. Vaga, his teammate in front, holding this train up. Can Trocchio get by is the question. Certainly Vaga could let him by if they have the pace. If he has the pace to get by this Mercedes, but that is the question. Can he get by the Mercedes? It needs to be asked. It looks like Matthias Brockton has spun again in P16. He is spun going down into, I believe that would be turn 5. And so he's recovered since then. No places lost. He did to the ghost car, but that our mate, if he hasn't reconnected, will not be classified. So we approach lap 13. Well, the leaders coming around sector 2. The leaders, I believe, might be coming around. No, they're just starting sector 1. So it's the start of lap 12, beg your pardon. And this is very close. Can the Williams get anything for the Mercedes is the question. He just hasn't had the speed going into turns 1 or 2. And Iga's looked really quick. Iga has, in the back of this pack, looks like Trocchio might be under a lot of pressure too. Trocchio has gotten very close to Rivershawn previously. Oh no, he's run off. Oh no. He's overshot the turn. And Iga is down. He's going to have to rejoin the track safely. I don't know if he has done so, because he's kind of done it almost immediately in front of this Red Bull, who he's going to have to give the position to. So Iga falls out of the pack. And now Gabs is trying to chase down Trocchio, who is only 3 seconds up the road. He is closing that gap. Meanwhile, speaking of closing the gap, F1 Racer just 4/10 back from the leader. He's broken the DRS of Pedro behind him, and this is an opportunity maybe for F1 Racer. Can he capitalize on it? He's looking towards the inside, but Passy doesn't really give him a line. And coming out of turn 1 and how slippery it is, he doesn't want to risk it. Now with the DRS open, can he get something done down into turn 2? It's just not a long enough straight, and he will have to keep watching the gearbox of Passy in front of him, of the Red Bull in front of him, potentially for another lap. F1 Racer trying for 3 wins in 4. Putting a lot of pressure on Passy, but Passy's been equal to the task so far. Rivershawn with a big penalty, a 3-second penalty. That is unfortunate for him. Right now, that would drop him to P8. Andre F. Oh, Tash. What has Tash done? Where is Tash? Tash has just lost a few positions, and he is down into P12. Back to the lead. Back to the battle for the lead. Going around the straight. Can F1 Racer get it this time? When he comes around, he's only 3 and really 3.6 tenths behind. He cannot quite do it. Can he do it down on the run to turn 2 is the question. It's a much shorter straight. Does he want to look? He's going to stick the nose towards the outside. Can he stick the move is the question, and it doesn't. He's still battling on the outside. The Red Bull trying to squeeze him. The Red Bull does not give him enough space. The two make contact, and still side by side, still F1 Racer looks, but it is Passy getting the elbows out to stay in front. F1 Racer might feel a bit aggrieved. It did look like he got squeezed quite a bit. But Passy stays in front. It's brought Pedro back into the picture. DRS now in range for Pedro. Lap 14. F1 Racer is going to have to try and stay close going through these final 2 turns. Can he keep it closer, a little bit closer to the gap? If he can cut the gap coming out of this final turn he had it at 3.6 tenths. He had it at 4 tenths. He wasn't able to get the move done. If he could just cut the gap down a little bit. Pasty's in the pits. The leader pits. The leader decides he's coming in, and F1 Racer has got the lead because Pasty's decided to pit. He's on the mediums. He's going to the hards. F1 Racer now on the hards has an opportunity to see if he can build the gap between him and Pasty when Pasty decides, or when F1 Racer decides to pit. Pasty going to come out in P7. No, he's going to come out really behind this pack. He's in P9. And this is tricky. He's got Pedro right behind him, by the way. Pedro has pitted with him and is only half a second back. Pasty now P9. What about the traffic in front of him? That is always going to be a question. He is 2 tenths off of Super Jesse. But the question is, how much will they hold him up, if any? Molchian, meanwhile, trying to pressure Pasty as well. He's come out. Molchian has come out basically splitting. Molchian doesn't want to pressure him too much. It is his teammate, actually, to be fair to Molchian and to Pasty. But he's come out and he's split Pedro, which is only going to be the benefit of Pasty because it means that Pedro is going to have to fight Molchian to get by him. So in terms of getting Pedro out of the picture, this is the best thing that could have happened to Pasty, with Molchian splitting the two. Rivershan up to P4. Vaga, meanwhile, is that Duca coming into the pits? It looks like, or is Duca is in the pits. P5, he's going from softs to hards. Looks like it's a pretty good stop, and he is straight out. What position is he going to come out in, though? You have Super Jesse coming down the straight, and Duca's not going to come out too bad. He might come out in about P9 here. Looks like he has done just that. He'll get behind the Alfa Romeo of Pedro. Pits coming in. The softs are coming into pit. Gabs looks like he is on the hards. He has just come out of the pits in P13. That's another player to watch in terms of points potential. Maybe not the race win, but points potential, certainly. Iga, by the way, is right behind Duca here for P9 on the track. Also watching Pedro and Molchian again, of course. Rivershan 7 tenths back from Vaga, as Rivershan tries to hold on against Trocchio. He has done so far. Very nicely done. We are approaching almost at the halfway point of this race, as we're only about a lap or two away. It's been a pretty pivotal race. It's been a pretty, some close races so far, but not a lot in terms of anyone being able to find the gap, find the pass, as we're watching Iga now come into the pits from the mediums to the softs. The question is, let's take a look who is still on the mediums, if anybody. Iga's coming into the pits. Phoenix is on the mediums. Remember, he pitted early because of the wing change, so he's got a little bit more life in those mediums. But everybody else now on the hards. Hards are on 16 laps at the front. There is your leaderboard changes so far. Let's get a fresh round of them after, a fresh round of the leaderboard after the pits, after the hards come in. Molchian, P8, looking at Pedro. Pedro's gotten around the Red Bull, but he is not within DRS range of Pasty, who is within DRS range of Super Jesse. Remember, Pasty was the leader. Can F1 Racer build the gap is the question for when he needs to pits. The hards are probably going to have a good 22 laps in them, I want to say. Probably around 20 to 22 laps. So the hards, the pit window for the hards is approaching. And Pasty, meanwhile, really trying to get by Super Jesse in the Alfa Romeo. He's got DRS open. Can he do it down the straight is the question. He is going to dive into the inside. Pasty for the place on the track and to try and keep pace with F1 Racer. And yes, Pasty's got the position. Very nicely done. He'll have DRS again just to speed away. So it doesn't hold him up too much. Pasty's got 12.9 now to the next car. He's got some clean air who could put in some fast laps for or on these hards. We try to keep pace, try to beat pace with F1 Racer, who is just about, by the way, just about 14, what's that, 14, about 22 seconds up the road. So it's going to be tight in terms of the pit window. Halfway point of this race. Hard still running. That includes Vaga, that includes that includes Vaga, that includes F1 Racer at the front. Rivershawn behind in third, Trocchio fourth, Pasti is fifth. He is closing the gap pretty quickly. Super Jesse sixth, he just got around him. Broken the DRS now between those two. Pedro seventh, Mulchian is eighth, Duca is ninth. Is Duca going to be able to get a move done here? Or is Duca could look for a move down the straight. Tash is 10th, Gabs 11th, Fired off in 12th, Armate 13th, Andre Ivan 14th, Iga 15th, Phoenix 16th, Solid Ninja Snake 17th, Matthias Brockton 18th, and Noodlestick and Lucia are the only DNFs. And down the inside, it will be Duca with as clean as you like of a take. He is up into P8. Meanwhile, fastest lap for Gabs, who's put in the fastest lap. Andre Ivan, meanwhile, that's the ghost car again, right? Yes, our mate is not rejoined. It's still the ghost car. No issues there. I just wanted to see if it was still the ghost car or if our mate maybe rejoined the session. He hasn't. So, nothing to report there. Super Jesse. Got Duca behind him now, who is just taking a place off Mulchian. Passi's managed to get past both Alfa Romeos. He came out in front of one from the pits, just past the other previously, and now he's got the gap from 12 to 10 seconds between him and the car in front. Rivershawn, meanwhile, is at the pit. Vaga's in the pits. Our second place car is coming into the pits. The hards, 20 laps is good enough. 19 really is good enough for Vaga, and now the mediums are going on the car. Vaga is off. Matthias Brockton has track extended, but he's at the bottom of the pack, so no real news there. Vaga's going to come back maybe in P9 because Tash is right here, and really the blue light must be blinking for the Williams here, but he comes out in front. He comes out in front maybe cleanly enough to try and keep this position, much to the dismay of Tash. Fire Dolphin is in the pits, down at the bottom back of the field. And Haas competing for points. He's going to go from the hards onto the mediums. The question is, when does F1 Racer want to come into the pits? That's now the question here. Is F1 Racer ready to come off of the hards? We'll see. Meanwhile, can Tash get past Vaga? There's been pretty good pace between these two Aston Martins. Tash is once again in front of his teammate in Gabs, who has the fastest lap. It would be worth an additional point here for Aston Martin right now. Tash not able to close the gap. In fact, it's widening. And he might just fall behind. He's just fallen out of DRS range. So no DRS for Tash coming up here. Meanwhile, Trocchio in the pits. Trocchio pitting. Mulchian's pitted as well. Trocchio is onto the softs. He will come out in P8. Tash is probably going to go by him. Very much so. But Trocchio will split the Aston Martins. So that's P8 for Trocchio. Pasti is 20.5 back of F1 Racer, who has yet to pit. What can Pasti do? He's on the hards. Can he close the gap? You certainly want to see that 19 appear. That 19 for Pasti if F1 Racer is going to pit. Duca, meanwhile, with the pass on the track. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. It looks like, oh, there's a yellow flag in all three sectors. The safety car is out. The safety car is, I think, coming out. There's a yellow dot on the screen. Who's about to pass? Indeed, it is the safety car. You saw him there. The safety car is out. F1 Racer is going to get a free pit stop onto the mediums. Can you believe it? F1 Racer cannot believe his luck. The only problem is he was 25 seconds ahead of Pasti, who is now going to be right behind him. But it is going to be F1 Racer in the lead on the mediums and Pasti on the hards behind him. And Pasti's going to have to do a lot to keep these hards warm, because F1 Racer could absolutely vault off the restart. We get the safety car. We didn't have it in Monaco despite all the DNFs. But here in Hungary, we have got ourselves the safety car. A brief pause in the action. I can catch my breath finally. What luck. So, safety car, for the first time in 2 races, is out. F1 Racer, let's go through the grid, shall we? Safety car has really jumbled the grid up. F1 Racer's up 1 into the lead. Pasti down 1. He had the pole after the penalty on gaps. Vaga is up 6 positions to 3rd. He cannot believe his luck. Rivershawn up a place to 4th. Good racing from him so far today, despite the 3-second penalty. Trocchio up into 5th. He's up 2 positions. Gabs has been all over the leaderboard, really. He's been down 11, he's been down 16, he's been back up to 6 now. Unchanged from starting position. It is Max Duca up 4 to 7th. Super Jesse up 4 to 8th. Molchian is up 1 or I think that might be unchanged. I don't know. There's no arrow there. Help me out here, F1. Why are you so glitchy? It's Molchian in 9th, though, unchanged. Tash in up 10 into P10. Andre is up 6 into P11. Fire Dolphin down 8 after an excellent qualifying session. He is in P12. Pedro is down 10. Very unlucky with the safety car. Pedro down 10 into P13. Armate up 5. That's a ghost car. He's going to be classified as DNF. So it is Iga in P14 technically, up or down 1. Solid Ninja Snake down 7 to P15. Phoenix is going to be up 2 to P16, and Matthias Brockton will be down 3 to P18. Safety car is in this lap. F1 Racer is going to set the pace of the field, and we're going to go back racing for 12 final laps here at Hungaroring. And there's the gas. F1 Racer steps on it. Pasti trying to get a jump. He tried to get a gap between him and F1 Racer so he could absolutely step on it. We are back to green flag racing here at the Hungaroring. F1 Racer with a 7/10 lead going down into the first turn. DRS is still enabled, remember, with a full safety car. So, Fire Dolphin will get the pass on F1. There is a spin. It's Pasti. Pasti spun. Pasti is coming down the leaderboard. What has happened? Pasti has absolutely lost it, and he is now in P17. It's disaster for Red Bull, and it strikes right after the safety car. From competing for the race win to trying to needing to claw back through the field just to get points, Pasti has spun. And Pedro's crashed. Pedro has crashed Where is Matthias Brockton? He is all the way at the front, so we won't be able to see, but Pedro's crashed, and it's the safety car again. A double safety car. Not a clean restart. Rivershawn got a 6-second time penalty as well. That is going to really hamper his chances at points, but it's a second safety car here at Hungary. You wouldn't expect it. Monaco without walls, you would think would be fine. Monaco with walls, you expect that the safety car, it's quite the opposite. It looks like F1 Racer is giving his teammate the lap back. Indeed, Matthias Brockton will go around. So, safety car number 2. Impeccably, unbelievably. Pasty's gone in for a fresh set of tires. I'd imagine the softs, right? Has he gone for the softs? No, but Gabs has. He's Gabs has, but Pasty's gone for a fresh set of mediums instead. And everybody else on Warren's saw mediums. These mediums will get to the end. That's not going to be an issue. Safety car resumption should be around lap 26, maybe 27. Depends on how quick Matthias Brockton can get around the track. He's only about a sector ahead right now. But drama here at the Hungaroring. It's Pasty, who was fighting for the race lead, trying to survive an overcut by F1 Racer. Gets pushed into second by a safety car, and on the restart, loses the grip. And he is now down into P16. Pedro's decided to retire. As the safety car will go around again on lap 26. We could get a restart this lap. We don't know. Matthias Brockton is in sector 2. He's just started he's about to start sector 3 here. These cars in sector 1. Hopefully they don't start the race without him. Let him get his time. Let him get his lap back. We'll see. How will these cars fare on a second restart? Tires could be extremely cold. We didn't have much racing action before the second safety car came out. Pedro the one to crash. He is done. As Matthias Brockton is trying to get around and catch up with this field. Restart incoming. Safety car will be in this lap. So it is F1 Racer once again to drive the field. When does he decide to go? He decides to go now, but it is Vaga right behind him. It was a better restart the first time for F1 Racer. Vaga is right on his tail going down, but we're back to green flag racing. Vaga swinging wide. That is, I don't know why, but Rivershawn is trying to put him under a ton of pressure. Dolphin with a pass up into P9 or P8 as well on Tash. So the other Aston Martin down a place. But F1 Racer, the difference, he gets away clean. Iga here, side by side now with Andre Ivan, and it's Ivan that's going to keep the position at P9, P10, trying to hold on to points for his Haas team. Away at the front is F1 Racer, 7/10 into the lead. Gabs, meanwhile, trying to find a way around Solid Ninja Snake, who is being held up by the ghost car of our mate. Not too much of a worry there. Gabs, can he get by this McLaren for P12? That is P12 for that battle. We'll see if he does so. They are coming around the final 2 turns. DRS still not enabled. And the Mercedes under a lot of pressure. F1 Racer goes purple with a 117.9. Remember, it was on Gabs earlier. Nobody was going to get the point. Now is on F1 Racer. Gabs is looking really good here. He could dive to the inside if he wants to. He is going to go for the move. Can the Mercedes, or the McLaren, I should say, give him enough room? He's got to take the outside line. It looks like they might try to get squeezed, but the Aston Martin is passed. And Gabs gets past Solid Ninja Snake. He's up to P12. Nice move from Gabs, trying to chase down the points. The safety car certainly would have helped them with that scenario. Iga, in the meantime, is right on this gearbox. Can he go around the Mercedes? It does not look like it. And he's trying to get a run. He is going to get a run. He's going up the... Oh, he's got to get back in line, though. This is the chicane of all places to pass. That is not where you want to do it. There is a yellow flag in Sector 2. It is Gabs that spun, and Gabs, who was having so much pace, is not going to be a points finisher by the looks of things. With only 8 laps to go, about to be 7, he is now spun, and he is a good 5 seconds off the back of the field. Iga here, trying to get around the Haas. DRS is enabled. It won't be for these cars passing by. Solid Ninja Snake could be putting Iga under a lot of pressure. That's the only problem. Can the Mercedes hold on? Can the Mercedes find something to get past the Haas? The final points paying position. Andre Ivan, 1.7 seconds off the car in front, which is the other Aston Martin in Tash. Pasti has already made moves in the back of the field. He's up to P14. As he could get past, and Pasti is spun again. Pasti has spun, contact potentially with Phoenix, who looks like that is who he spun with. That puts Phoenix down to P16. Gonna go back to Mulchian, trying to put this Alfa Romeo in front of him under a ton of pressure. Only 6 laps to go. Separation towards the back of the field, but the front tight as ever. And Fire Dolphin, who he himself has had a crazy race, up at a P8 trying to stay with this group. Remember, DRS will be enabled on the straight this lap. They are going to have it. They're going to enable it. Super Jesse could be absolutely helpless here. It is close enough. Mulchian is coming barreling down. When's the move? He doesn't go for it here. He's going to hit the brake, and it's going to be the Alfa Romeo that stays in front for now. But DRS, a second burst of it here down towards turn 2. Is he going to make the move here? Certainly you've got to think, and it's a very good defense from Super Jesse that shuts the door on the Red Bull. Iga, in the meanwhile, really, really close to Andre Ivan. He took a look. He couldn't get it done. Can he do it down into turn 4 is going to be the question. Doesn't look like it. And so, again, the Haas remains in front. The final points paying position. Andre Ivan is going to hold on to that no matter what. No matter how much it's going to cost them. Fire Dolphin, more pressure on the other Red Bull. More pressure on Mulchian. Tash with a 3-second time penalty. He is a points paying position, but he is 3 seconds ahead of Andre Ivan. Can he stay that way and keep it clean for the rest of the race? Haas now Molchian's going to be under a slew of pressure. Molchian's going to have DRS himself. He's going to try to make the move on Super Jesse. Can he get it done? The Haas is looking for it as well. Super Jesse going down, or Super Jesse getting fought on the inside, and Molchian's got the move. Does it invite the Haas is the question, because DRS up to turn 2. Does the Haas take a look? Does the Haas say he looks? He dives on the inside. Has he outbroke himself? No. That is a fantastic move from Fire Dolphin to follow in the footsteps of Molchian, and Super Jesse in the span of 2 turns has gone from 6th to 8th with what has been some excellent driving from Fire Dolphin. Rivershawn 4/10 back from Vaga in the Williams. But Trocchio is looking for his 2nd podium in as many races, trying to pressure Rivershawn as well. Can the Mercedes keep it up? He's got the 6-second time penalty. It could be a 2-3, and there is going to be a yellow flag. Who is that? It's Andre Ivan. Andre Ivan has spun, and he has rejoined the track, but he's let the team, the 16th and 17th, by. Andre Ivan, unfortunately, down into P17 now after the spin. That is going to put Solid Ninja Snake up into the points. Meanwhile, the battle for the podiums, of course. Trocchio's got Duca, and he barreling down, breathing down his neck. Trocchio could stay here and pick up the podium based on the 6 seconds of time penalties. Matthias Brockton has passed the Ghost Car of Armade. He's up to the P11. He's got a 3-second time penalty, only 3.8 back from Solid Snake. Does he have enough track left with these 4 laps to try and close that gap? Pasti, meanwhile, continuing to pass the field in the back. He has got P15. Gabs, in the meanwhile, trying another recovery drive, trying to get by Matthias Brockton on the track. And he's looking, he cannot find space to make the pass. He's in a difficult sector to try and make that pass. And he's being held up by that Ferrari and Matthias Brockton. Oh boy, when can he get the pass done is the question. Can he get it done anytime soon? He's not going to be able to get it done down into this anti-penultimate turn. But he certainly should be able to do it on the straight. Or so he would hope. He's got the gearbox just dialed in. DRS enabled, and yes, he is putting the pressure on Matthias Brockton. Matthias Brockton trying to take the inside line. Where's the Aston Martin go? The Aston Martin goes towards the outside, and the Aston Martin is going to, looks like he sticks to the move. They're still on the outside, running a little wide, the Aston Martin, but he's going to have DRS up into turn 2. Matthias Brockton fought him pretty hard, but in the end, it is the Aston Martin. Oh no, Matthias Brockton trying on the rebound, trying on the, he's trying to get him on the run back, but it is the Aston Martin that solidifies that position, and Gabs is up into P11. He's got 4.7 between him and Solid Snake ahead of him. He's got 3.5 laps to try and close that gap. Can he do it is going to be the question. We will keep an eye on that for you. Meanwhile, Fire Dolphin 6 seconds back from Molchian. The Red Bull trying to hold on to a good P6 for his team after Pasti's spins has put him out of the points. Super Jesse, by the way, looking to try and close the gap to Matthias Brockton. Fire Dolphin trying to close this gap to Molchian. He's down to 4.5 tenths. It's not going to be enough track. Rivershawn, meanwhile, putting a lot of pressure on Vaga. The Williams, the other Williams. Gabs is out. Gabs has retired in turn 1. That will not prompt the safety car. Penultimate lap. Great race. Thanks for the commentary. You are welcome. It has been a very eventful race, we'll say. Solid Ninja Snake could be putting pressure on Iga as well. Only a half second between him with 1.5 laps, essentially less than that remaining. Rivershawn putting pressure on Vaga, but it's Duca that's putting pressure on Trocchio the most. That would be for a podium position. Remember, the 6 seconds of time penalties is going to really punt Rivershawn pretty far down the field, probably to P8. But can Trocchio hold on? Rivershawn trying to get around Vaga. Vaga is going to have P2 no matter what with the time penalties. It looks like the Alpine's going for it. He wants it, but he cannot do it. Williams remains in front. This is the battle for the final podium spot. This is the tightest one on the track. Final lap of the race here. F1 Racer has done it yet again. He's got to bring it home, but he is 5 seconds clear. Phoenix, meanwhile, is going to snatch the point away from F1 Racer by putting in the fastest lap from the back of the field. Phoenix will assist his team by snatching that point away. Did he pit for softs? He did. He pitted for softs 2 laps ago, and he snatched the fastest lap away. His teammate out of the race anyway. It's Noodle. Andre Ivan and Pasti get time penalties. They're both out of the points. It's not gonna matter. And across the line, Duca will finish P4. It is going to be F1 Racer who wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Vaga is second, Trocchio third, Duca will finish fourth, Mulchian fifth, Dolphin with a great race finishes P6, Rivershawn is in seventh, Tash eighth, ninth for Iga. Tash, good points, by the way, for Aston Martin, who's had a crazy race. Solid Ninja Snake comes in 10th for McLaren. It's 11th for Super Jesse, 12th for Matthias Brockton, 13th for Armate, Pasti 14th, Andre Ivan 15th. Phoenix coming across the line now in P16th will be the last of the finishers. A fantastic race. Let's go over your leaderboard. So big congratulations to F1 Racer. 3 wins in 4 races so far this season, as he has come through and put together an excellent performance that will only extend his lead at the top of the championship. Tash gets the driver of the day. For me, I think for me, I don't know, I kind of want to give it to Vaga, if I'm honest, but There's plenty that you could have given it to. Let's see the standings, shall we? F1 Racer first, Vaga second, Trocchio is in third, Duca is fourth, Mulchian fifth, Dolphin sixth, Rivershawn seventh, Tash eighth, Iga ninth, Solid Ninja Snake 10th, Super Jesse 11th, Matthias Brockton 12th. Our mate is 13th. He did not finish, so it's going to be Pasti 13th, Andre Evan 14th, Phoenix 15th, Gaps 16th, and then it'll be our mate Pedro Noodlestick. Actually, Pedro Noodlestick, our mate, and then Lucio. Race director, I can't get there in time, but nonetheless, that is your results. So, interviews, they're open. We'll see if we get anybody coming through here. I'm, of course, still loading up the actual menu. But let's see if we get anybody coming through for interviews. And then we will wrap it up afterwards. Very good race, very eventful race for Hungary, it has to be said. Really, the fear was we weren't going to see a ton, and we've had quite a few incidents, actually. So 2 safety cars as well. It was quite an absolute, really eventful and dramatic race. So far, nobody coming through in the interviews, but we'll give them a little bit more time. So we'll see. I'll handle the friend request later. I'll do that off stream. But let us check and see. All right, we got one. We're bringing him in right away. We've got one. We've got our championship leader and the winner of 3. That's my Michael. That's my Michael Buffett impersonation, F1 racer. But the winner of 3 of 4 races so far this season, F1 racer. Congratulations, another win under your belt. You've got to be absolutely chuffed.
Yeah, definitely. I think the safety car ruined it a bit because then it was very, very straightforward. But I was looking forward for a great fight with Pasti and Phoenix, but yeah, safety car ruined it.
Yeah, it looked like talk to us about that, because prior to the safety car, because it looked like, how much time did you think you were going to need for the pit stop? Because there was only about 20 seconds, little, like a shade more, like 20.5 seconds between you and Pasti. And it looked like that he might, if you took any longer than that, or maybe had a bad stop or whatever, he could have overtaken you in the pits when you came out for the softs.
Yeah, well, I wanted to pit 1 lap earlier, but I couldn't because my team had pitted. But yeah, I was confident that I would, even if I would lose track position, I was confident that I would come back with fresh mediums. And yeah, that's the way it went. So I had no problems with overheating or something. So I guess it would have been a nice fight if the safety car wouldn't have come out. So yes, as I mentioned, it was straightforward afterwards, and he spun after the first safety car. So
yeah, I don't know if there was contact there. We didn't necessarily catch it.
No. So he was like, he lost it on acceleration.
Oh, on turn 1. It's very tricky.
Yep.
It's a very difficult corner. So let me direct my next question there. It is a corner that can trip up even the best of racers, because the traction coming out of that first turn is just very, very slippery, especially if you're closer to the apex. So talk to me about how you keep the car in line and you keep that rear end from stepping out when you're accelerating out of turn 1.
Well, I think it's since you don't need the gears 1 to 3 normally. It's just like getting on the throttle smoothly, and with 4th gear and maybe even 5th gear short shifting, it's kind of easy. With DRS, it's a bit more complicated, but yeah. I had no problems after all with getting out of that corner. I think it's also a thing of setup, and yeah.
Well,
unfortunately, Pasti spun, so yeah.
Yeah, he actually spun twice. I think I don't know if on the second incident he got hit or there was contact, but I do know that he kind of spun twice and wound up at the back of the field at the end of the second spin. Right, he eventually fought through, and I think he finished somewhere around like P12, P13, P14 or something. So he did fight to the end. And look, that's what you want to see. So it is so easy in those instances, right, where you spin, and then on your maybe your P 12, 13, 14, right, on the restart, you say, look, I got 8 laps. I could probably get points. And then you go for an overtake and you have contact. I'm not saying there was. Again, we didn't really catch it. But, you go for the overtake and maybe there's contact. You spin again and then you're in P17. So easy to just say, you know what, I'm done. And to quit. But he fought and he raced to the end. Got a few positions back in the end. But, so look, you have to at least commiserate that, right? Because it's so easy to just rage quit in those instances. But nonetheless, a good race overall. You got more points. Your championship leader was Trokio, or your championship rival, closest one, was Trokio, who finished on the podium again. Another P3 for the man. But that's going to open up the gap to I believe 41 points ahead of the next race, which is Carlos Pace. How do you feel about that track? And what are your expectations going into that race?
Well, since it's a sprint, I think it's going to be very, very tough. So, because I'm starting last for the sprint, and I have to come back through the field, which will be kind of difficult, I guess. And then the main race, yeah. I like driving at Mexico. It depends on a bit on the second sector. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to every race anyway. So, but the sprint is going to be tough, and it's going to be a lot more entertaining than just staying in the DRS train.
Don't say that. Nobody was looking forward to Monaco, mate. Don't do that.
No, not the Monaco.
Yeah,
Mexico.
not the Monaco. Run it back. But no. Look, it's a great track. I personally do love that track. But is there any one race later this season that you look at and go, actually that might be a track that I struggle on?
Well, I'm looking at the calendar now.
Yeah, so you got Carlos Pace,
So,
and then you got. I'm sorry, it's not Carlos Pace. That's Carlos Pace is Brazil. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's Mexico.
I think I'm struggling at Azerbaijan. Like traditionally, I'm losing time there, but I don't know if it's because I'm competing in other leagues, and there are some corners where assists might help. Azerbaijan is I struggle on. Singapore gonna be tough just because of the track. And China, I hate China, to be honest. Like the track, I hate it.
Really?
So yeah,
I
don't like it at all. Yeah, I don't like it at all. But anyway, I have to. Let's see. I'm looking forward, like really, to every race since I think it's positive to have a full grid, which is not normal nowadays. No. And we had again 20 drivers today. Last week, okay, it's Monaco, so I knew it would not be full, but today it was like again full. So, and that's what I'm enjoying, and yeah.
The thing about
racing is fine as well. So
yes, yeah, absolutely. The thing about China is turns 1 and 2 I love, right? Turn 3 is okay, but then when you get in that middle sector, it's just not fun. That middle sector is not fun at all. So I can understand your hate for China, but for that track. But no, look, we look forward to. I accidentally said Carlos Pace. I meant the Mexican Grand Prix. So apologies.
Hermanos Rodriguez.
Yes, Hermanos Rodriguez. Thank you. So apologies for that. But nonetheless, both are great tracks. Actually, Brazil a little harder. So, nonetheless, that's it for me, F1 Racer. We're looking forward to the next race, and good luck.
Yeah.
Congratulations again.
Guess we won't hear. We won't hear each other next week.
Why is that?
Yeah, because of the sprint and coming back through the field. I don't know if top 3 is achievable.
We'll see. We'll see. Don't write yourself out.
Yeah.
Been the best car in the field so far, so definitely anything's possible, especially after a race like today, how crazy it was. But yes, congratulations, and good luck next week.
Thank you very much. See you next week.
That's F1 Racer, everybody. Thank you very much to F1 Racer for joining us. It is last call for interviews. There is nobody else that's really come in, so that is going to be it from me. Really, really good race overall. Really well done. Gab says, my gear shifts went mid-race, then wheel stopped working last 2 laps. That's really unfortunate. got a 5 grid penalty for nothing in qualifying. But that is it. That is it, and it is done and dusted. So, real quick, we want to thank the people that bring you this race, including our wonderful sponsors. So, a big thank you to our sponsors, the first of which is SimSok, which AOR is proudly powered by. Of course, they offer socks that have strategically placed unique grips. They have socks that have special Cool Max yarn that wicks away moisture, a cushioned heel for comfort during your endurance racing events, breathable panels, and arch support. All of that, which means that you have no more feet slipping off your racing pedals. Check them out at SimSok, SIMSOK.com. And a special thank you as well to our second sponsor, Driver61, who AOR is also proudly powered by. You can check out Driver61's, first off, his YouTube, excellent content on how to become a better sim racer, and then also check out his Sim Racing Academy, which you can get a 25% off consultation session and free coaching session when you use code AOR Driver61 at driver61.com/sim-racing/D61-sim-racing-academy. That is code AOR Driver61 for that 25% off consultation session and free coaching session code. Big thank you to Driver61 and to SimSok for sponsoring us. That is it. We are back next week with Hermanos Rodriguez. It's the sprint and then the race, the shake and then the bake, hopefully in the championship field. Certainly could be in the championship field. It was today at Hungary, and we'll see you next week for Mexico. Until then, this is Benikage signing off. Thank you for watching, and take care.